Hi everybody, this is the officially unofficial Geek Channel weekly comic roundup spoiler-tastic version, spoiler-tastic edition. Hi, I'm Carrie Quinn. I am your host as always for the officially unofficial Geek Channel. I'm always here. I'm the one. I am the master of the Geek Channel, the officially unofficial Geek Channel. At least I don't mean to say I am the master of all Geek channels because I'm definitely not, especially with how my camera's been acting. I tried to do this video yesterday evening, like really late. We could go ahead and call it yesterday night. Yeah, so I kept on, like, I got up, I got home from visiting my sister and everyone there, like my sister and some friends. And I was like, I'm going to do my video. I don't have a bedtime. Actually, what it was is I was contemplating whether I was going to do my video or not last night when I got home. And I was like, man, do I want to do my video now or do I want to do it tomorrow morning early? What do I want to do? And I was wondering this out loud. And my boyfriend, he was like, you're an adult. You don't have a bedtime. Which he's right. He's right. I'm adult. I don't have a bedtime. But unfortunately, my body begs to differ sometimes. So I spent most of this video last night when I was trying to record it last night. I almost got like all the way through. So hopefully I can re establish the magic that I had last night, minus the yawning, because I just kept on fucking yawning the whole time. And it was really weird. Like, I can excuse like once or twice yawning in the middle of a video for you guys, but I can't excuse like 10, 20 times. I didn't keep count, but it was a lot more than two. Yeah. Because I don't want to give off the impression that I'm not interested or anything like that, because I definitely am. It's just, guys, it was like around midnight last night by the time I finally sat down and was going to do these reviews. So let me give you a little bit of a lowdown on what's going on here. Now, earlier in the week, I posted my quickie 22-minute, just under 22-minute review of 10 comic books that I read this week. Um, and now I'm doing a longer, that was like a spoiler-lite video. Now I'm doing a longer spoiler-tastic, meaning there are spoilers. Okay, so what I'm doing here is this is going to be a much longer, more in-depth episode, and it's going to include all of the comics that I read this past week. And yeah, so here's the thing. Like I said, this is spoiler-tastic. So what that means is if you have not gotten the chance to read your books for this week, especially it's all DC books. Okay, so if you have not gotten the chance to read your DC books, please cut this video right now. Go read your books. When you get done reading your books, then you can come back to me and we can continue. This is the format that I'm going to try out right now. I'm trying out for a while. I just started it this week, where we do the shorter spoiler-lite version of the review earlier in the week, and then for the weekend we go into the more in-depth analysis, so to speak. It's not like I'm doing a it's not like I'm doing like a scientific experiment or anything, but I am going to be talking to you about comics in length. So Like I said, guys, warning now. Here's the cutoff. If you don't want to hear about spoilers galore for the DC comic books that came out on 7/27/21, please shut off this video now because I am about ready to get into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi! So the first issue we're going to be talking about is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman 776. Okay, so here's the deal. I am so fucking glad that Diana is finally back on Earth. Some of the things that I noticed with this issue is, one, the artwork had changed quite a bit, and I think I appreciate it because you know what? The perspective that I have on this is it seems like, so Wonder Woman is in Elfheim, okay? She's tracked Janice. She's tracked Janice to Elfheim, where she is, trying to find her so that she can, fight her and deal with the fact that Janice has been messing shit up for a while. I mean, she killed all the gods of Olympus, and now she, is been followed to Elfheim, and she's killed the queen. Jesus Christ. In the little bit that she's been there, she's killed the goddamn queen. Goddamn, right? Okay, so the art, a little bit different than normal. So what I really love, and this is something that was very much noticed in a lot of reviews that I saw, it's a very storybook like art. It's different than the normal Wonder Woman type art. It's definitely a style of art that I look at it and I just think, fantasy storybook about fairies. Well, the thing is she's on Elfheim. She's amongst the fairies. So that's probably why that's a stylistic change and for reason. So that doesn't necessarily bother me all that much. What bothers me is the progression of the story is kind of, drawn out, and you can tell, like, I don't know if I'm right or not, but you can tell that the writer had a particular affection for Asgard as opposed to Olympus and Elfheim, because it's like she spent a lot of time on Asgard, probably mostly because she had lost her memory. So there was like a number of issues that were in Asgard, and then there was like, you just can't believe it. There's like a number of issues that, okay, so there's a number of issues that happened in Asgard when she lost her memory, and she was all caught up and everything there. Then she resolved everything there, and she moved on to Olympus. Well, there's like 2 issues with Olympus, and now you have Elfheim, where she's like on and done, in 1 issue, and now she's back on Earth. So here's what happens. She follows Janice to Elfheim, her and her little squirrel buddy, right? The cute little squirrel buddy. And so he eats like this, he gets enticed by this little like pastry pie thing, and he's like, ooh, pie, as any of us would probably be. And he eats it, and he becomes a real boy. And they're both captured, and they're both kept separate, and it's a big mistaken identity thing, because here's the thing, in case you didn't know already, Janice marks a particularly strong resemblance to our hero. Yeah, so there's a lot of mistaken identity. She gets thrown in prison, but she gets thrown in a separate prison from her little squirrel buddy, and her little squirrel buddy uses a little magic, gets a message out to Asgard, and Odin helps Sigfield, yeah, yeah, Siggy is there. Um, helps Siggy get to Elthame to help Diana escape. And while Diana is in jail, she has a conversation with a puddle. Yeah, so okay, guys, she hasn't lost it that we know of. The conversation she has with a puddle involves one dead man, her friend Boston, and then eventually involves Janice, where she finds out where Janice is headed and what Janice's intentions are. And she knows that next step after she clears up the mess going on here is back to Earth. I have coffee this morning. Okay, so she at the end of the issue, she, Siggy, and her little squirrel buddy are back on Earth. Finally. Finally. Welcome back, Wonder Woman. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, moving right along. We have Batman Reptilian #2. Okay, so I'm liking the story more here, guys. I'm liking it more. It's making more sense to me. So that's good. I am so glad that I kept with it. Now, the art is still a little dark. It's a little complex, dark, but beautiful. And I get that. It is a very dark tale. It is not lighthearted at all, because what do we got here? We've got some kind of beast or monster targeting Batman's rogues gallery. Wow. Targeting Batman's rogues gallery. Batman, what we figure out is Batman knows about as much as we do. Okay? We are learning as we go, and so is Batman. Batman is still savage. Okay? He's savage like he was in the last issue. But it is, to me, it's a little bit more comedic in this issue, a little bit more easy to deal with overall. So Batman comes across the Penguin. The Penguin has been attacked by this thing, and the indication that he's getting in this whole situation is that it seems like this monster was just kind of sampling everyone, like taking a bite and like, let's see here. Do I like this? Move on to the next guy. Like, wow. It seemed like he was biting and tasting and sampling people, including the Penguin. Like, legit, Penguin, okay, so Batman is savage, right? So Batman is like, hey, okay, so don't worry. Don't worry. I've called an ambulance, but I told them the wrong floor so we can have this little time together. Wow. Don't worry, help is on the way, but I deterred them for a little bit so that we have this private time to talk. So he's trying to get answers out of them. And let me tell you, the Penguin is in no position to give the answers that Batman needs because he is done fucked up. Okay? So Batman, after being frustrated that he couldn't get the answers that he needed, went ahead and he basically took a blood sample from Penguin. It was really funny and very savage how he did that too, because he was all like, okay, so I'm going to take this blood sample. If you do not consent, then start reciting the alphabet backwards. Okay, thank you, done. You know, start reciting the... Who can do that? Who can do that? Who? Because the thing is I think it is like psychologically we're taught when we're kids to kind of bust up the alphabet so that we can learn it, like, because in fours, right? And so by the end of the alphabet, you have W, X, Y, and Z. So whenever I try to do it, like, immediately, like, if I have to think about it, if I can think about it, I might be able to do No, I can't. I can't. Because I'll say Z and they'll say W. Because, which is, nope, no, there's like two other letters in there. So I can't do it. Like, so who can do that? Can anyone, can any of you do that? If you watch this video and you're like, yeah, Carrie, I can totally do that, let me know. Because I don't think anyone can do that. I think that is just, that's savage. Because I don't think anyone can do that. Especially someone that's sitting there like holding their guts in. So Batman goes and he tests the blood and he finds traces, heightened levels and traces of estrogen. Okay, so, and he's kind of analyzing how the damage was done to Penguin and other people that other rogues that the in the first issue that were already gotten by this being, this monster, this whatever. And he's just like, you know, comparing it to like everything that he knows, he's comparing it to um, like a great white shark. How sometimes a great white shark doesn't have a taste for humans necessarily, but can sometimes within the water, depending on the time of day, you know, they think that great white sharks, the reason for human attacks, because human is not what they eat, is due to a number of factors, one of them being the time of day and the lighting and everything like that, and the movement in the water, kind of tricking them into thinking that it's their prey. And so they're like, yum, snack. It's feeding time, guys. And that's why they think a lot of shark attacks happen. So he gets this idea. He's just like, okay, so like the shark attack will happen where they chomp and realize, oh fuck, that don't taste right, and they'll release. Well, the problem is the damage is already done. The snake, excuse me, the shark has already bitten its prey and realized it's the wrong prey, and the damage is already done. So he was kind of comparing it to what was happening, what happens in a shark attack, to what is happening to members of the Rogues Gallery, especially after what he witnessed with Penguin. So he goes back out to get more information, and he comes upon Victor Freeze and Poison Ivy. And legit, they are messed up too. They've been attacked already. And Poison Ivy has done been scalped. Guys, crazy, okay? And it's not good. So Batman is like, you know, still savage, still trying to figure shit out. And I like it that it kind of made it more clear that Batman knows about as much as we do as readers. Garth Ennis is one of these legendary writers, and I definitely saw that coming through with this issue. The art is a little too um, difficult for me still. It is very beautiful. There's nothing wrong with the art except for the fact that the complexity of the story plus the complexity and darkness of the art, which is, like I said, I can't stress this enough. The fucking art is just like fucking phenomenal. Okay? I love the art on its own. I love dark shit. Okay? I love dark shit. Seriously. There's this panel of Batman. Seriously, legit. There's this page of Batman where it's just like, can I just like print that out and then put it in a frame and put it on the wall, because it is killer. Killer. Like seriously. Let me see if I can find it since I'm still talking about it and I'm talking about the art. Like for real. There is this panel of Batman when the ambulance crew is finally coming, and right at the beginning of the book. It's hard to tell in this because lighting and my camera is all weird today for some reason. but it's just right in the beginning of the book. Oh my god. It's beautiful. All right. If you've seen the issue, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, Liam Sharp is fantastic. The thing is it's very complex, and it's like in reading a comic book, like you're either going to read it, you know, a number of ways. You're going to be like, I try to read it and try to notice the art and the writing at the same time. The problem is with that kind of concept, I have to adjust how I'm reading this book, because to focus on both at the same time with my mind, which I'm able to do that in a lot of other circumstances with comic books. The problem is both are complex and both have been paired together. So it's like I spent a lot of time just like reading, processing that because it was fantastic, and then looking at the art and processing that in relation to what I just read. And sometimes I'd had to do that a couple times because I'm not a dummy or anything, but it was just wow. So, despite the fact that I wasn't too keen on the first issue of this series, I now am on board because I know understand things a little bit better about the whole entire situation. So, bravo, Liam Sharp, excuse me, and Garth Ennis. Thank you. That was I got it now. I'm with you guys. All right. So, the next topic of discussion. Where is it? I have my notes from the normal episode to kind of help me on what I'm doing here. Um, so the next issue I'm going to be talking about is Infinite Frontier 3 of 6 limited series book. Okay. So on the cover it is who is the new Black Lantern. Okay, so there are more stories than just talking about Roy in here. But to be completely honest with you, some of them are confusing me. See, so I mostly want to talk about Roy. Now, I have seen other people that are kind of new to the comics community, kind of questioning what the hell's going on here. Who is Roy Harper? And I am going to help you all with that. Roy Harper is a character that is also known as Arsenal. Arsenal died. I'm going to try to nutshell this. Arsenal died as a part of the Heroes in Crisis storyline. Yeah. So everybody thought Arsenal, Roy Harper is dead. Well, when Infinite Frontier Zero came out at the beginning of all of this, we got, it's kind of like set up like this book is now. We got a little taste of everything going on. And actually, it was Wonder Woman dead, moving along with Spectre to look in on everyone after she had died. Well, surprise, we found out that somehow, some way, Roy Harper is no longer dead. Welcome back to the land of living, Roy, except for now we have questions. We had questions. How did this happen? Mostly. And what now? Okay, because Roy Harper was most definitely deceased. Okay? So, if you've never read the Heroes in Crisis storyline, it is really good, really awesome. They have a trade paperback that has the storyline, and I've read it, so I do understand what's going on here. This is not just me Googling shit. Like, this is not just me Googling shit before I get on the camera. I have actually read the Heroes in Crisis story. Um, and yes, I can confirm Roy Harper died in Heroes in Crisis. It is a heavy storyline. It's a heavy storyline, guys. It is a heavy storyline. Um, but it addresses a taboo topic that I think people need to pay attention to and make it less taboo. That being the issue of mental health awareness, depression, and post traumatic stress awareness. Um, it tackles the idea that superheroes have problems too. And superheroes, these strong beings, there is this absolutely beautiful, not to get off on too much of a tangent about Heroes in Crisis, but I was already beginning to be a fan of Superman and some of the stuff that was happening in the Superman books when I started reading Heroes in Crisis. And there's this speech that Superman gives the public about mental health and being a superhero and why and everything that has to do with it. And oh my god, guys, it's absolutely beautiful. And if you're not a fan of Superman and you struggle like I do, I have depression and anxiety, and I take medication for that, and I'm constantly working on myself. Um, if you struggle with that, and I know people that struggle even worse than I do, um, if you are a part of that struggle and then you read Superman basically saying, hey man, I'm right there with you, it, even though it's a fictional character, it still means something. And but anyways, back to Infinite Frontier 3. Heroes in Crisis, read it. It's awesome. It's heavy though. Have a palate cleanser ready. Um, so who is the new Black Lantern? Okay, so here's the deal. In the last issue, uh, we had Roy Harper kind of just trying to feel everything out, right? And he's still trying to figure it out. And he's getting kind of frightened here because he does not know about Black Lanterns. Okay, so the only experience he has with any of the lanterns is the Green Lantern from um, Justice League, and when he was working with Green Arrow, because he was a Green Arrow sidekick. Um, and that's all he knows. And all he can think about is well, Green Arrow had one of these, rings kind of like this, and I asked him about, how he does things, and he said, hope. And it was like, okay, so I'm going to use hope. Um, and it doesn't work that way for our Black Lantern. So it would seem it definitely does not work that way for a Black Lantern. But it was kind of interesting. It made me wonder whether they were going to try to do this whole mind over matter thing with Roy, and that he is newly alive and he's trying to be hopeful because Roy Harper's story is very sad, and you do get an idea about that. And you in Heroes in Crisis and before, he's not doing well. Um, so with Roy trying to sit there and think about like, well, can I use hope? Well, it doesn't quite work out the way he wants it to. And so he's at a loss, and he's sitting there and he starts having visions, it looks like, and oh my god, he realizes that his daughter is alive. Okay, which is funny. Leanne. Leanne, Leanne Harper is in the comics universe, the DC universe now. Right now, she is. If you didn't pick it up, if you're not reading Catwoman, you don't know about Shoes. Shoes. One of Catwoman's trusted associates, one of her strays, is Leanne Harper, but she is known as Shoes. That's her nickname. That's her name in the group. And what's really kind of funny is Leanne Harper is Arsenal Roy Harper's daughter with Cheshire Cat. Cheshire is actually one of the villains in the most recent Catwoman that is looking for a second chance. That's awkward. Does she know that her daughter was up on the roof during that whole thing? Because, wow. Okay. Anyways, he knows she's alive and he thought she wasn't. And that's kind of an emotional moment in here. But guys, somebody has shown up and they're not kind to the idea. They're heroes, but they're not kind, it seems, to the idea of there being a Black Lantern. So maybe Roy can be like, guys, wait, I don't get this. Okay? Can you help me? And we can get this sorted out for Roy, because I feel like we have to get him a little bit of a happy ending. Maybe it can't be a complete happy ending, but just a little bit of one. So moving on, because I kind of went off on a tangent about Infinite Frontier, we're going to talk about Teen Titans Academy number 5. Okay, so I really love this. This was a cute issue that kind of showed the origin story of the Bat Pack and how it was cute. They knew each other all, like back when they were kids, and they were like basically like orphans, and it kind of showed how they were brought to the attention of Nightwing to get them to join the Teen Titans Academy. So one of the things that I wish they would have done, I don't know, people might disagree with me on this one, and that's fine, because it's kind of like, I understand why they did it this way, but this is what I would have preferred. I wish that they would have exposed Red X to us. Actually, what happens is Red X has exposed who they are to the Bat Pack, because the Bat Pack was smart enough to follow leads and everything like that, and he's like impressed by that, right? So he exposes himself, like, not exposes himself like he's a pedophile or anything, but he takes his mask off and he shows them, this is who I am. And the reason he's doing that is because he wants them to know that he wants to offer them full disclosure and a position working with him. Now, he's basically like, hey, guys, okay, this is what I'm offering you, because I think it's in rough contrast to what you're getting from the Teen Titans Academy. And I want you guys to join me for yada, yada, yada reason. Okay, so what I wish would have happened is we would have been exposed to who Red X is, so that not only the Bat Pack has their little secret, we all are in on it. I would have preferred that. I understand why they didn't. They wanted to hold off on it, but I would have preferred being let in on the secret, because they are being given until the end of summer to think about what they want to do. And then Red X will be back to ask them if they would like to join him. So, and the end of the issue is the end of the school year. They are on summer break now. So, we'll have to see what happens with that and what they do with the issues now that they are on summer break. It's been a really good 5-issue run so far. I'm enjoying it, and I will keep on enjoying it. Who is Red X? I guess we'll have to wait for another time. All right. Batman Secret Files Huntress 1. Hello. This is awesome. 1, I really enjoyed the cover because of its ultra realism. It's really good. It's really good. I enjoyed this extra little romp with the Huntress. I'm enjoying the Huntress very much in the stories, in particular, her contribution to Detective Comics. So, Huntress, in the last issue, was fighting Hugh Vile, and Hugh Vile infected her with his parasite. She fought Batman. She had figured out that light can weaken the parasite. So she got him because she was fighting him and she didn't want to. The parasite was making her, and she's just like light. And finally, Batman catches on, and she is weakened, and then they take her to the hospital, and she is. They say that they've cleared her of the not virus, the parasite, and so when they do that, she's like, "Man, I'm not staying here." So she pieces out the window. Good for her, and runs away. And she gets home, and she's wearing a hospital gown and the jacket that she steals from Deb Donovan. Deb's like, "That's my coat. What the hell?" And she goes out the window. Um, so, and Deb's like, not even just like, she's like, "Fuck, somebody stole my coat." She just stays sitting in bed. She's just like, I'm not gonna get anyone. Fuck, I'm sitting here. I'm gonna eat this fucking, food they gave me. And Deb Donovan, I love it. Motivated by food. She's like my cat River. Um, so she gets home, speaking of cats, and starts regaling Doug the cat about her night. And she falls asleep because she's still kind of weak here, guys. Okay, she shouldn't have been out of the hospital, but she falls asleep. She starts having these really wicked dreams, and then when she wakes up, the dreams are not gone. She is still having visions, and what she realizes is she is seeing through the eyes of the parasite and seeing them attack their next victims. So obviously Huntress is like, can't have that shit, right? So through the vision, she figures out where everyone is, and she goes there and she stops it. In the end, she realizes, oh shit, Batman is infected because visions. But we don't get to see the visions because Batman Detective Comics 1040 is next to talk about. If you didn't realize it, I did enjoy Huntress, and I did enjoy Batman Detective Comics because Bruce, oh my god, I love how Bruce decides in various comics and various storylines that he's just going to let himself get arrested. So, if you recall, if you've been reading Detective Comics for the last few months, you will recall that Batman and Bruce Wayne are being suspected of killing Sarah Worth, and obviously they didn't. Batman didn't kill Sarah Worth. You kind of figure out it was Mr. Vile, okay, because of the parasite, but the public doesn't realize that yet. You know that, they don't. So if you know that and they don't, that's where we are right now. Okay? So Batman goes, Bruce Wayne, not Batman, allows himself to get arrested. So, you know, he's put in a holding cell, like the drunk tank, and he ends up staying there for the entire weekend. I'm not sure how logical that kind of concept is. I, for one, have never been arrested. I don't know if somebody would be left in the drunk tank all weekend. But we're going to suspend our disbelief here. And we're going to accept the fact that he was in the drunk tank for an entire weekend. So, and this other guy was in the drunk tank with him for the entire weekend and seemingly drunk most of the weekend. Wow. Think about that bender that causes that. Jeez. And why he did not have alcohol poisoning. Anyways, let's think about this here for a second. How did this guy stay drunk the entire weekend? Anyways, so at the height of his drunkenness, Bruce is sitting there next to him, and he's like, "Hey, you're Bruce Wayne." And Bruce is like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, you're also Batman." What? Um, this guy knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Now, how does that happen? Well, you get treated to a little flashback of a fight that he had with the Joker on a rooftop, and this guy is hiding on a rooftop in, a corner somewhere, and nobody notices he's there. He's watching all of this. And dude is watching, and it all ends, and apparently Batman had to rub his face, and so he lifts up the mask, and the guy sees that Batman is Bruce Wayne. Okay, so you're like, you have an oh shit moment reading this comic, because it's like, oh shit, this guy knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Okay, so I think this is like selective drunk memory, because when the guy is sobered up finally at the end of the weekend, God, to have that bender, like, and not have alcohol poisoning, that you're drunk the entire weekend while also in a holding cell, I don't know. Okay, so the guy finally sobers up at the end of the weekend. They let Batman go because finally his alibi works out, and you've got this guy is like, doesn't even know. He doesn't even remember now. Like, it's like, this is a memory I only have when I'm drunk, kind of thing. So hopefully it doesn't seem like he goes around telling everyone. So good on that. So Batman leaves, and he's just like, holy shit, going home. All right, so he gets there. And what he doesn't know is that the Penguin and Mr. Worth are working together. They have captured Hugh Vile, and they're planning to use Hugh Vile to get to Bruce Wayne and Batman, which we know, they don't know, is the same guy. And, duh. And, so Penguin is already, and Mr. Worth has already put this plan into action. When Bruce arrives back at his townhouse, it has exploded, because apparently there was things left. There was dynamite left in fucking Gotham after everything that Mr. Worth has blown up to this point. Jesus Christ. And he's standing there, and it's like, oh fuck. I can't go back to Wayne Manor. I can't be here. What the fuck, guys? Fucking blew up. I wasn't even here. So I think this does tie into the end of the Huntress comic, where I think that the Penguin and Mr. Worth are putting their plan into action to infect Bruce with the parasite, and unfortunately, it worked. And I think that's what the end of the Huntress is getting at, where she's like, oh my god, Bruce is infected, Batman's infected. So I don't know if Huntress knows that. Yeah, I think Huntress does. Yeah, Huntress knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. She is in on that as well. So that's going to be peculiar and fun to read 1041. So we'll have to see what happens there. Obviously, Huntress is aware, and she's on her way. So next, we're going to talk about Superman Action Comics 1033. We go from one major hero to the next. Woo! Wow. Action Comics 1033, guys. It's as simple as this motherfucking shit right here. The United States and the Atlanteans are ready to go to World War III over a little fucking stone. Granted, this little fucking stone is the power source for an entire ship that has crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. So that's why the Atlanteans think they have pull over it and have possession of it, is because it landed in their ocean. All right. So, but the United States is like, no, this is like our part of the Atlantic Ocean, blah, 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 we're going to take it. And the Atlanteans are like, fuck no. Right. So you have the United States and the Atlanteans all fighting over this little fucking rock. It's a rock, guys. Meanwhile, they are ignoring the bigger picture here. And thank you, Superman, because Superman is like, hey, fuckers. He doesn't actually say that because he's Superman. He's kind of a Boy Scout. Okay, but hey, fuckers. I'm adding that. I'm adding the fuckers. Okay? Hey, fuckers. Once again. Y'all are fighting over this fucking rock. And we are ignoring the big picture that we had ships coming here from Warworld with slaves that bear a remarkable resemblance to being Kryptonian. Okay, I'm housing them in my home, and there's some evil shit going on here, and it's being brought here. Here. Mongol is bringing shit here. And nobody's listening to Superman. And if I were Superman, I would go down there and be like, what rock? What rock? I don't see no rock. Just palm it and back pocket it. I know you probably don't have pockets in those tights, but carry a purse or something, because just palm it, put it in your purse. Palm it, put it in your bag, man, because, and just, I don't know, I don't see anything. Boom! Faster than a speeding bullet. Come on. You can get out of there quickly. Do it. Do it, Superman. Steal the goddamn rock. Just go. Just do it. Faster than a speeding bullet. You can do this. I believe in you, Superman. I believe in you. Steal the goddamn rock and run. Okay, so we have 3 more comments to talk about. I'm going to pause the video real quick because I'm going to go get another cup of coffee because I am out. And I'm doing really good. It's the morning, Sunday morning, and I have not yawned at you once. And I have the coffee to thank. So hold that thought. I'll be right back. Yay, guys, I'm back and I have more coffee in my hashtag choose joy mug. Woohoo, gonna choose joy today. I'm gonna try. I gotta do laundry today. It's really hard to choose joy when you have to do laundry at a laundromat. But I'm gonna try, guys. I'm gonna try. Grocery shopping and then laundry. Okay, so like I do use pickup this time because I'm just not about walking around store when the Delta variant is running rampant through the world, through our country. It sucks. Vaccinate if you haven't. It's really easy. I've done it. I think we've also gotten to the point, I might be wrong. No, you know what? I'm not gonna spread misinformation. Just go vaccinate. Go vaccinate, guys. Okay, so moving on, we have Robin number 4. So much fun. We have Damian Wayne in the last issue was rescued and brought to his grandfather, Ra's al Ghul. Now, Damien does not like Ra's al Ghul at all, guys. Did you catch on to that? He doesn't like him. Does not like him. But Ra's al Ghul still wants to try to train Damien to use his mind in fighting as well. So basically, Ra's al Ghul wants to be Damien's Mr. Miyagi, and it's not quite working out because Damien is still a slippery little bugger. Damien is an arrogant, slippery little motherfucker, and I am here for it because he goes along with it for a while, and you see, and it's like, oh wow, so Damien's actually gonna like take this on and do this, and he's gonna go kick some ass, right, on Lazarus Island. Oh my gosh, no, he's I forgot to mention, technically he is no longer on Lazarus Island. He's on an island nearby, and his granddaddy, Ra's al Ghul, is hanging out on. So he comes to find out that his granddaddy, Ra's al Ghul, has a plane, and he knows how to fly it. So he's trying to get the keys. So he's like, no, no, I'm going to teach you how to fight with your mind as well as your muscles, you know? And Damon's like, okay, old man. I'm still a slippery motherfucker, and I'm going to go along with this. And when the time is right, I'm going to steal your keys, which is exactly what Damien does. Right on, Damien. Right on. Damien Wayne, you are growing on me exponentially. Congratulations. You have now outsmarted, outwitted Ra's al Ghul. If your daddy wasn't dealing with everything going to fucking hell in Gotham, and on top of that, already documented to be very worried about your lack of presence and where you are, he'd be proud of you, son. Oh, Damian Wayne, you are growing on me as a character, and I love it. He steals the keys off of Ra's al Ghul's belt. Holy fuck. Good job, Damien. Good job. So, yeah, he takes the plane, and he ends up on another part of the island in a village area, and he's just like, okay, so I have to find a way to get back to Lazarus Island. And he's working on that. He's trying to figure that out because he can't just fly the plane over there, okay? So, he actually is working on that, and at the end of the issue, you find out that it's family weekend at Lazarus Island. It's family weekend. Because here we are, and we've got basically, well, all but one. Well, yeah, we have most of the Robins there. We have count them down. We've got Spoiler, we've got Jason Todd, we've got Tim Drake, and we've got Dick Grayson, Nightwing. They're all there and saying, hey, I hope you had your fun, but it's time to go home now, guys. Come on, let's go home. Let's go home. Come on. Come on, buddy. Time to go home. Oh, we all know how Damien's gonna feel about that. Everybody trying to convince him not to fight. And he is definitely still really into this idea. So we'll see what happens in the next issue. Right now, we're moving on to my girl, Harley Quinn. Okay, guys, Harley Quinn number 5. I just rewatched yesterday Suicide Squad, the first Suicide Squad. So I'm all about saying Harley Quinn. You guys know that Harley is my absolute favorite character right now. She's my girl. I love her. And I am absolutely in love with this issue. Harley is in the middle of trying to get her Kevin back from Hugo Strange. And Hugo Strange is doing all these experiments on these people that were like the clown army of the Joker during the Joker War. And Kevin, and they're all, and like some of them are trying to rehabilitate. They don't want to be this anymore. They don't want to be this person anymore. They feel bad about how they got, pulled in and everything like that. Like, that's Kevin. Kevin is just this sweet guy that was manipulated. And Harley sees that. And she wants to help him, and she wants to help the other clowns, and she had even started a self-help group, like a Clowns Anonymous group, where she was trying to help people deal with what they had done, and move on with their lives and give themselves a second or third chance depending on the person. And she wanted to do this because she had been given those chances, and she was like, fuck Hugo Strange and whatever he's doing. I'm going to help people instead of hurt them. And that's what I love about Harley. In everything she's trying to do, she's taking the lead and being like, okay, let's do this. I can do this. And it's a hard time. It's a hard sell for her to believe in herself in that way, considering her history, but she's really working on it, and I love it. So she is captured. She's been captured by Hugo Strange's people, and she's sitting there with Hugo Strange, and in typical Harley fashion, she is psychoanalyzing. She is psychoanalyzing Hugo Strange, and he is doing it right back. And she is really egging him on. She is really giving him the what for and egging him on. And it is like, it's wonderful. She gets him really mad, and she's like, wait, hold on. I don't suppose this is the right time to tell you that I have to pee. So she's like, before I came here to rescue all these people, I drank like this really big drink, and now I have to pee like a lot. So he's just like, oh God, fine, Um, so he has two of his lackeys, two of his minions come and take Harley Quinn to the bathroom. They really should have taken more minions, because Harley Quinn gets in the bathroom, she spits out this little device, and she throws it down in the toilet, and then she makes the toilet, she flushes the toilet, and then she uses a bunch of toilet paper and everything like that to get the toilet to overflow. And when it does, she kicks it out. She's just like, look at the bottom of my shoe and tell me if I have, stuff on the bottom, like paper on the bottom of my shoe. I hate that. And she's kicking someone in the face. Um, so you're wondering what exactly is Harley Quinn doing at this moment, but what she's doing is, you find out quite soon that she is signaling Solomon Grundy to come and help her. What? Solomon Grundy is back, motherfuckers. We saw him issue or two ago, and she's sitting there hanging out with Solomon Grundy, and now Solomon Grundy is here helping Harley. Yay! Harley goes off when Solomon Grundy is trying to take care of everyone, and finds her Kevin. And when she finds her Kevin, she lets a bunch of others go, and they all fight their way. And she's like, hey guys, you gotta go with Solomon, and I will meet up with you. I have to go retrieve my bat, because Hugo Strange took her bat from her. So she has to go, and she has to fight to go get her bat. And she gets her bat, and she leaves. And everyone is happy to be out of that mess. Unfortunately, they are not aware of the fact that Hugo Strange is working with a character named Keepsake, and they talk, and they let us all know that they've done something to each of these clowns, Kevin included, and they're just waiting for everything to happen. What did they do? It involves some kind of shot, and this could be disastrous for Kevin and the other clowns. So we'll have to see what happens. Watch the space. But for now, we can rejoice because Harley has her Kevin back. Great job, Harley. Great job. Okay, so next we're going to move on to the comic of the week this week. Guys, it was great. It was a no-brainer to pick this as comic of the week. This writer writing this comic has been killing it on Nightwing. And he has been tasked with writing the new Superman series, Superman, Son of Kal-El, which is basically Jonathan Kent becoming Superman. Been killing it. Taylor has been killing it involving Nightwing, and so somehow they decided it's a great idea. We're going to put him on Superman, and I agree. It was beautifully written. Such a poignant beginning to the story. The dawn of a new Superman. I'm in awe. It was beautiful. In this issue, Jonathan Kent is trying to find his identity, his own Superman identity. And if you know very much about Superman, if you know anything really about Superman, is that you know that Superman stood for truth, justice, and the American way. So Jonathan's sitting there and he's like, well, what is my deal? Like, what is my identity as Superman? Because he's trying to do this right. He's trying to do right by his pop, and he's trying to do right by the world as well. And he is being inundated by images and experiences that are telling him things aren't right. Things aren't where they should be. Climate change, people are suffering, and he wants to help. So what is he here for? What's his identity? What does that mean to him? So he tracks where Damien is. My God. He finds Damien at Lazarus Island. And Damien's like, how could you find me here? Like, how did you find me? And he's just like, basically, he's like, Damien, I'm Superman, one. And two, I listened for your heartbeat. He knows his own friend's vitals signature, and he found him. This is his best buddy, okay? This is his best friend. Damien and Jonathan Kent, best buddies. Okay, so he's talking to his friend Damien, telling him about like how he's trying to find his identity. And the way that Taylor writes Damien is already like, yes, Damien's an arrogant fuck, an arrogant bastard. But like I said, he's growing on me. But the thing is he just finds this maturity in Damian Wayne and writes it, and it's just like, wow. He writes these two characters so beautifully. He writes every character he's been writing lately so beautifully. And it was just like, wow. Wow. Okay. So he decides that based on everything he's seen and talking to Damien and everything like that he stands for truth, justice, and a better world, because it's not enough for him to just be like the American way. No, it has to be truth, justice, and a better world. That means we look at the big picture. Look at the big picture in the world, and that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Look at the big picture in the world. Look at everything happening around you. This has been the officially unofficial Geek channel Spoiler-tastic comic roundup part 2. That's what I'm charging you guys with. I'm charging, if one person sees this and tries to make sense of this and tries to apply art to life, I would say look at Superman, Son of Kal-El 1 and apply that art to life. Life should be more than just internal and, you know, your immediate bubble, your immediate family. Yes, those people matter. Those people are the center of your being, your immediate friends, your immediate bubble, okay? Those people are the center of well, not even the center. You're the center. You're the center of your meaning and who you are. And then it radiates out from there. But the thing is I think too many times people don't radiate past that bubble. They don't look at the world as a whole. They don't look at the big picture. And that's kind of the thing that we're getting from a lot of these comics right now, is to look at the bigger picture, guys. Look at the bigger picture. It's not just you out there. It's not. Look at the big picture. Realize that everything out there happening today, everything out there in the world, is all connected. It's all connected, guys. And I'm not just sitting here doing some little Buddhist bullshit with you, okay? Yes, I kind of am. I'm not Buddhist, but I kind of am. I see the connection. I really do. But it's more than just you. See how everything, take a moment and look how everything connects in the universe and say, okay, I see it and I'm going to do better. I see how you connect to me. I see how the guy walking down the street connects to me and my actions. My actions. Your actions, my actions, everyone's actions have a ripple effect in this world, no matter how small. Maybe that ripple effect doesn't go much past your little bubble of the world, but maybe that ripple effect goes out further. Maybe it affects the guy walking down the street. Maybe it affects the old lady, you know, walking down the aisle opposite of you in the shopping mart. Maybe it does. Depending on your actions, depending on the ripple effect of your actions, maybe it expands past your little bubble. And maybe you should start thinking about everything past your little bubble. I'm not saying that everyone is just thinking in their bubble. I think that there's definite evidence where people are, though, when they are. And that's what we're getting from comics today, especially Superman and comics, you know, across the board. It's think about your ripple effect. Think about how your actions, sometimes here or there, affect other people besides you and your immediate circle. And try to strive for truth, justice, and a better world. Thank you. This has been the officially unofficial Geek channel. I am your host, Carrie Quinn. I am here as always with the comics and the pop culture, and I will be back soon. And please think about your impact on the world and think about how you can make the world a better place. Have a great Sunday. Have a great week. Until I see you again, guys. Bye.